There we go. So just so that everybody knows, we do record these meetings and we post them online.
So we can come at 7 o'clock and we can come to order. And the regular council meeting of July 14th. And to begin with, we respectfully acknowledge that this meeting is being held on traditional territory of the Coivill people, Gaelic Kessler. So coming to order and the agenda, were there any changes to the agenda? Anything? So motion to approve the agenda. Brian, John? I'm just gonna use first names because it's easier, sorry folks.
So,
All in favor? Approved. And moving along to C, minutes of the special council meeting. Councillor Tidbury and Councillor Smith, thank you very much. All those in favor? Carried. And the regular council meeting of June 23rd, Councillor Texmo and Councillor Tidbury. All those in favor? Carried. No delegations, business arising from the minutes and the council action report. Was there anything anybody wanted to bring up with the action report?
no,
One pager.
A one pager, yes, it's all squeezed into. I wouldn't exactly say that the type is enormous, so. But it is one page.
It is.
Good. And the May-June link to the district connection. Well, that's,
very well done.
so.
Yeah, it's continue up the good work with informing everybody on what we do and what's on the schedule. It's great. It makes it a lot easier for us to answer questions out in the public, so.
Yeah, I thought it was great win with him. And I particularly like the report that we were going through, and we saw that there was the pride parade and we had flew the pride flag and had the pride banners up, so which was all very good and we can be proud of being inclusive. I was also struck by I was actually quite encouraged to see the comments about Calvin and Marie Hunt and the time and everything that they have donated in the pool to recognize the 60th anniversary, which was kind. But I was also struck at one point by several people who were away at a conference that brought back a trophy that had a very curious name, which I had glossed over before.
It's the cornhole?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's no thanks to me.
The trophy's in my office if
Oh.
anybody wants to play a mini game of cornhole or beanbag toss if you're in the northern hemisphere.
Anyway, it was it's a good publication. It's great. It was enjoyable too. So moving along. Correspondence and the council support. Was there a motion that we need for this at all?
Yeah,
Yes, just to ratify it.
Just
We
to-
did
yeah.
it through email, but I just need to ratify it in the.
Okay. Moved by Texas,
John first.
seconded.
No,
moved-
no,
Yeah.
Well,
there's-
we'll
there's
move
a-
it and then we'll
Uh,
speak to it.
okay,
So moved Tidbury, seconded Smith. John, did you want to say something?
yes, the date has been changed to July 16th at 4 o'clock.
17th Friday.
Is it Friday? Yeah,
Mhm.
17th then. Input C.
Which is very sad,
Yeah, it would be nice to have
but we're
that.
very glad. Did I say that out loud? I did, didn't
Yeah,
I?
well, I get what you're trying to say. It would be nice to have the park full when they do
During,
it,
yeah.
but understand their scheduling and.
Yeah,
Take pictures.
That was a very personal note because I'll be at work, so.
look out the window.
I
Yeah.
can't, I won't, I know, I'm gonna have to figure out how to leave because I think it's very exciting
Mhm.
that we have this for our community and I really hope that people know that it's gonna be on Friday and just come on down to the park, cause it's
Yeah, well, I put
Really
it on the website, so,
Palomie Days.
yeah, Philly Days as well as my website.
All those in favor? Good, so we'll just take pictures. Two, the sewer pump request and the recommendation is, there's a letter dated, from Peter Law and Tracy Law dated, 6th of June. And there is a motion to include 6465B Chatham. Did you want,
Sure, I can just quickly speak to it. So we had a request for a sewer pump replacement through the grant. And of course, the way that the sewer pump policy is written is it's the principal address on the property. This particular property was actually one single property and there's a trailer with ownership being somebody else and then a house on that same lot. They were both serviced with a sewer pump at the time the sewer pumps were put in. It was my miss when we did the policy to make sure that we encompassed everybody who had been in there, because they actually don't get a utility bill, even though they own the property. The utility bill was combined in one, so it wasn't picked up through our system. But they do own the trailer itself, so from the way that we looked at it, and I went back through all of the history, because they got the sewer pump at the very beginning, it just makes sense to include them in the competition.
so is there a moving?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Texmo and Smith, all those in favor?
Yeah.
Okay. There's the letter from Gord Johns, MP, Courtney Alberti. Now, he does ask if we would like to communicate. So any comments on this or anything, or any suggestions that, comments about his motion in Parliament, or ask what his asking of council?
Yeah, I'd like to ask, look a bit more into exactly what he's asking here.
He's asking council to pass a resolution of support for motion M35, and I'm assuming it's a private member's bill in Parliament. About the federal operation and support for BC ferries. Rate the federal government, council rate the federal government in support of modernizing ferry funding and establishing long-term operational support for BC ferries, and encouraging neighboring local governments, regional districts, First Nations, and community organizations to support this initiative. I guess the letter itself is drawing the comparison between support for Atlantic Canada and the ferry system in Atlantic Canada, which runs at about 30%, runs at okay, I'm not gonna get it.
I know what you're saying.
43%, and the difference
Yeah.
and about 2% or 3% of the federal support with the BC ferry system. And there is an apparent inequity.
There is.
I agree completely, and is asking council to rate, support his motion and rate the feds, asking them to modernize his word funding. So we can either pass a motion to write that letter, or we can refer it for some study and advice. It's up to you folks. I mean, there's 3 people not here, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
Maybe if we could refer it, I don't think there's anything
Until we
time
get enough
sensitive.
people.
Refer it to the meeting in September.
I'll make that
So
motion to,
move to refer.
Yeah.
And seconded by Smith, Trina. All those in favor? Good. And move a letter of thanks from Rotary, which was very kind of them to do that. Any comments on?
all received.
Yeah.
Good on Rotary.
Yeah. 5, the letters from some baseball parents. Brian?
Yeah, this is certainly, this is a hot topic right now, and I'm getting lots of questioning and conversation regarding this whole thing. So, I know we don't really have everybody here, which makes it difficult to kind of open up for everybody to discuss. Basically, I'm from what I'm seeing and being on both sides of it, of being a parent and minor baseball guy who plays on the softball side as well, is that there needs to be a little bit healthy of collaboration. Some of the stuff that I'm hearing, a lot of the misinformation, the vilifying, it's not gonna help the situation of people getting along and making us work together. And my thoughts, I agree with a lot of the points from the letters of, giving, the minor baseball, priority to a field. I just do not believe it should be field one on out at Beaver Harbor Park, because they are slow pitch fields, and that's gonna require a substantial amount of work to just all of a sudden change that to all of a sudden have all these bases, 70, 80, 90 feet for all these ages. And then if that field is designated just for them, then it's gonna be tough for slow pitch to have tournaments. And I know that it is very important for kids to have minor baseball, my kid being included. And that they do need a field. It's, in my opinion, that we do need to make an effort to try and make that field in town here, that designated field. Then it can be solely for minor baseball, and they can do whatever they want to the infield, increase the bases. I realize the costs are unknown at the moment, and I think in my mind that this takes time to do that, to accomplish that. But in the meantime, that the minor baseball and Triport slow pitch needs to work together to compromise, because yes, the children are super important, but also Triport baseball also has a lot of kids playing a slow pitch, teenagers, adults, and it's a substantial league that's been around for, 40, 50 plus years, however many years it's been. And recreation is very important for adults too, to also attract and retain people here. So there has to be a bit of middle ground. And I think that as much as I appreciate the effort and the digging that the minor ball is doing, I think that they're just trying to push too hard to get what they want super fast, not realizing, what's involved to try and get this field in town done. Now, having said that, I do believe that we should try and push for the Jays grant, try and help with their help too, and get that field in shape and delegate that to them. But just a lot of the stuff I'm hearing is just so much misinformation being, putting minor ball and Triport against each other, slow pitch against each other, and it's just not collaborative, it's not constructive, and they're just butting heads.
Yeah.
And things are being said when they don't need to be said. And how can you work together? How can staff or anyone work with any people if all they're doing is butting heads and not getting along? So maybe another suggestion is some sort of, I'm not sure what's been, maybe I'll talk to Heather about that, but what's happened in the past for meetings between Triport slow pitch and minor ball as far as scheduling. Like, I know that, my kid was playing on field one, then I didn't have any issues with the time, and the coaches didn't have any issues with the time at that time, but that's just the team that my kid was playing on. So is there a way that everyone can meet together prior to the next season to make sure that everybody's happy within compromise with each other and council, again, realizing it's election year coming up too, that we work towards getting this field fixed?
We have met, and I agree, there is some misinformation. One of the comments I heard today was, at the end of the day, we're all on the same team here. We're all working.
Right,
towards the
exactly.
Same goal.
Yeah.
What happens, and I think a lot can be resolved. I know I agree with you, there's been some misinformation out there. Is with minor hockey, before, or with hockey and the rink, before the season even starts, there's a user group meeting.
Right.
And I remember going to those because I played old timers hockey, because I coached minor hockey and things like that. There was always a fair bit of discussion at
Right.
those user meetings. But, and in the spring, and I'm not sure when, Naomi might know more, there will be a user group meeting between everybody who uses the diamonds.
Yeah.
And I think that's when, the times are going to be best decided, and that's when people need to be respectful of each other and
Definitely.
of the importance of recreation, youth recreation, and the importance of adult recreation as well.
Yeah.
Because I think it can work together. I know there is an assessment being done. I don't think it's been completed yet of
Hasn't been
the Upper Carnarvon field. And so when that's done, that'll give us some advice of where to go. And I think, minor baseball has also, committed to helping the district with the grant application for the Field of Dreams.
Good. Yeah.
And so I'll pass it over to Heather now, because she's the one that's having to do with it.
Told it, yeah.
So to clarify, what the intent is of council with regards to the application at this point in time. So we've got a staff report coming. We are waiting to hear back what that looks like from the proponent. So we have reached out to them. And then I think with regards to the user meeting discussion, I'm gonna defer to Naomi because Naomi participated in them. If that's okay.
So yes, every year we do a hockey user
Yeah.
meeting with everybody, and then the baseball one, we just had one last year. Just because Triport minor baseball, they have been 3 years now, but we
Yeah.
just didn't know that So we did a meeting, and at that meeting, we did discuss different ball use. At that time, we thought Park Drive was usable, and then it was deemed by, Coach Fossum that it wasn't, and then they said, then we had to figure out the bases out there. Slow pitch and minor baseball discussed the different options and stuff. But it was so close to launching the baseball thing, so slow pitch was able to compromise on a lot of things. It didn't meet all the needs of minor baseball, and yeah, they were hoping that they would have a bit more time on the fields kind of thing. Trish has let us know that she does want Park Drive fixed and Field One, because she wants Field One for she wants the bases to be reconstructed, so that
Yeah.
before U13. But I do know slow pitch also has tons
Yeah,
of games
and-
as well.
I think some of the discussions that happen, it's going to be fairly difficult to have one diamond out at the beach as exclusive for one group only.
Mhm.
And so, because it is a shared facility, not unlike many facilities we have.
Yeah,
So I guess part of it as well is trying to ensure whether climate has something to do that the Park Drive field would be good to go at the beginning of the season. That the Carnarvon Upper Field would be good to go at the beginning of the season. That's probably easier said than done sometimes.
yeah,
I couldn't answer that question right now, but I think the other thing to consider too is I've talked to a couple of other communities that have multi-use fields. And
Oh, good.
they have redesigned them so that the coaches bring their own bases they don't have permanent bases in the
Yeah.
packs. And then you just realign your base structure based on what you're actually.
And if that's possible, that's great. It's a
And it
good
could be
compliment.
kickball that you're
Yeah.
playing,
Yeah.
it could be softball, it could be baseball, it could be whatever. So then you're not actually dedicating fields only to a certain use.
right,
So that's another thing that council could consider is that, maybe we just look at all fields as being multi-use fields and it's not just specific to slow pitch or baseball or whatever it happens to be. It might even be park golf for all we know. We don't.
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah.
And
I would be interested into seeing exactly what's entails that, because I understand the bases, but I wouldn't understand is with the pitching mound, and because that changes for levels as well, so how are they, moving a whole pitcher's mound with ages as well, so I'd be interested to see that, because I really want to see this work because I was I think I was the last age group that played hardball up in Port Hardy before they shut it down until recently when Ryan Hamley
Yeah.
brought it back to life for a couple of seasons there, so, and we just always had played on, played wherever, but understand that there's a need and this is growing. I do believe that, it is on us to try and find a solution for them to
yeah, and I
make it
think
work.
that we are committed to youth sports and youth baseball and
Yeah,
100% support of it, as we are with slow pitch and adult recreational leagues. So,
definitely. And it does sound like an earlier user meeting where the slow pitch and minor ball would be definitely beneficial for sure. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing kind of where the Jays grant writing possibly gets us, and then an assessment on that field to see kind of where we're at. 'Cause in my mind, I just see that ball field in town being for especially the teenagers to be able to move the bases or whatever, pitching mounds, whatever you want. And then most of the kids are in town playing anyway.
Yeah.
Or most of the kids are in town, so going to that field makes it easier, and then you kind of keep those fields out there as slow pitch, and for younger kids too, like my kids' age playing,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter, it's,
our grandchildren.
but obviously as they get older, and I know Trish has kids that are getting older into
Yeah.
that more competitive venture of ball, that, you want those bigger bases, you want to have a pitching mound, and I totally understand that, especially if your kids are getting competitive, you don't want to have to move away because that's what your kid does, and then we don't offer it here, right? So,
Yeah, I think the idea is that it would be good if we could bring in one way, shape or another, the Park Drive, Carnarvon, the upper field
yeah,
to that level of
totally.
So,
Yeah,
so it's active, it's actively being considered.
yeah,
We're gonna get a report soon. The season's pretty much over,
yeah, it's pretty much just, might be a tournament in September for slow pitch and that's about it. And then the only other point, like I said, I agree with a lot of the points, I understood a lot, and then one of the other things that I hear a lot too is also fixing up the fields that are out there, like the
Yeah.
outfields and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
what we're planning, what the district's planning to do to fix the fields. And I will say some of the plays on those fields, they're pretty bad, and you have to watch where you go when you're running full speed at a ball, so.
Yeah.
Trying to create a plan for that as well and addressing all these needs while we're at it.
and that's gonna be part of the report, I think, as I recall, the assessment of the fields.
It'll
Oh,
be
the Stories
we're just
Beach.
doing one for
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
And then we're planning on putting some sand and stuff out at the other fields this
Okay.
fall.
Yeah.
But the other thing to remember too is, unfortunately, the degradation of the fields also doesn't help when other people use it for other purposes.
Yeah,
So dog parks and things like that, which is why we've had to lock one of the
Mhm.
fields out at the beach because people like to use it as a
Yeah,
dog
no,
park.
I
They
see that.
dig and they do all of these wonderful things out there and leave little landmines.
When, yeah. It's another baseball hazard.
And so just like, and one point, and like, I really don't wanna come across as argumentative, but someone that plays outfield. Dealing with the sand out there is worse than if you put dirt out there, cause as soon as you're
Yeah.
running full speed on dirt, and you step onto sand, it's dangerous.
So way back when, about 8 or 10 years ago, we had to redress the fields. And so we spent a whole bunch of money. Way back then, we spent money to redo the infields out at the beach, the 3 infields out at the beach. And so anyway, we had to do it again. I'm
Mhm.
not sure if it's later that year or the following year. And we did it, and we had actually a contractor from Port McNeil, I think, who did it, and he did a really good job, so that the ball could be hit on the infields, and it was true, and you could feel it, and the infields are good.
Yeah,
But the advice that we got about the outfields, which were not great, was to deal with them adequately, is super expensive.
yeah, I can imagine.
So, I mean, it's something we need to contemplate and look for grants or something, but it's not an easy fix.
No, not at all, and I fully understand that and realize that. I'm just trying to figure out a way that there are some short-term fixes that might be a little nicer than
Yeah.
sand for people
Mhm.
playing out in the fields and whatnot.
Don't quote me on the sand, I don't know. what
Okay.
they put out there.
I just know that that has happened in the past, right? And you come back to the next ball season and there's patches of sand and it's very, very difficult to play in and really sketchy.
Yeah, let's look forward to hearing from the assessment of
Mhm.
that field and get the recommendations, and typically you get A, B, and C. One, being different levels of resources committed to doing different
Yeah,
levels.
and I wonder if there's like, is there anybody around here that has that kind of knowledge anywhere on the North Island or close Camp River wise that has any knowledge about repairing outfields, like
Well,
little holes and stuff like
the
that? What would be
contractor
best?
from Port
Who
McNeil,
does that?
Mike Walby,
Oh, okay, yeah.
he was really good.
Yeah.
On our list to reach out to.
Oh, yeah, okay, so no, definitely, just, I appreciate the discussion and.
No, I do too, and I just, it is absolutely on our agenda, and we 100% supportive of youth baseball and recreational baseball. And maintaining the facilities. It's like all facilities that we've spent money on. If you don't maintain them and keep them, you lose them, and we can't afford to
Totally.
replace them.
Yeah.
So it's, and it would be good to see if that grant is going to come through too, so. Thanks, folks.
Thank you, yeah, thanks, Heather. And Naomi, thank you.
And moving on to the LG climate action policy letter from the mayor of Oak Bay. Now, they are advocating for, I think, the funding for the climate action plans, which we will see later on in the agenda. Thank you. Is being discontinued. And so I know Heather might know more about this than.
Yeah, so if you may remember, the local government climate action program stems from what used to be referred to as the CARE program. It was the Action and Revenue Incentive Program. And we had to do all of this reporting at that time where we had to actually measure all the greenhouse gases and do all of that. And then they decided we're gonna do away with this program and we're gonna create this new local government action incentive program, which was a little bit more funding than what we had previously received, because previously what we would receive is whatever money back that we paid in carbon tax. So it could have been like $24,000 a year. This particular fund, we've been getting roughly about $65,000 a year. We had one influx at,
Yeah.
and yeah, so at the end of the day, I think we've had about just under $300,000 that we've received. So through the new budgeting process, they're going to do away with this program. And so there's a lot of communities that are wanting to keep it going, because we obviously still have climate incentives that we still have to maintain going forward. And so with this funding, it helps us do that. And for the District of Port Hardy, you'll see on our LG cap report that we've used it to buy some vehicles. We're using it for the lighting inside the building, heat pumps and things like that. So it helps to kind of, without having to charge taxes. I'm sorry, what's that? Zamboni, yes, we use it for the Zamboni, or sorry, the Olympia, an electric truck and those kind of things. So anyway, from the perspective of us, it would be nice to continue to keep seeing that come. The reporting requirements, I know that Councillor Robertson and Deputy Mayor Robertson may have some questions about how long that might take.
Yeah, one of my questions was going to be for, I mean, how many hours is put, anyway, but I'll ask that later.
And, but, you know, at the end of the day, it would be nice to see that funding still be able to come through so that we can actually meet some of those targets that we need to meet for the Climate Action Incentive Program.
So is there something that council would like to do now? I see Oak Bay had passed the motion, or do we wait for UBCM and see what happens at UBCM? I'm open to advice.
I go to the convention.
Okay, so we'll receive this and then more may be forthcoming after
Yeah.
UBCM.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you get more heads in there.
And I can only imagine if the province is discontinuing it, it will be a topic of discussion at UBC. Moving along to staff reports and the checklisting. Any comments? Issues? And the June 30 budget. To
Did we
actual.
miss a couple?
Miss-
You missed a couple.
Committee.
Oh, sorry, committee reports. I missed them. I jumped right over. How did that?
That's okay.
Okay.
That's,
You get lots of slack as deputy mayor.
Yeah. Could have missed them entirely. Moving along to committee reports. Committee of the whole. Any comments? This is where baseball was discussed as well. And soccer. The number 2, the draft minutes of the Op Services Committee. And Janet, Dennis, and who's the other person on the committee? Oh, Brian, yeah, I'm not sure. Any comments on this one?
I was not there.
Elsa.
John,
No, you were, I wasn't.
John, comments or?
No.
Okay, let's get on to staff reports now. Checklisting. Nothing there. Anybody has to say first time round, second time round? And the consolidated budget report. So Norma, did you want to?
Yeah, this report's a little early because I was preparing it on the 9th and the 10th to get it in for like the 8th, 9th, that early week. So that early in July is, you don't have all your invoices in for June yet, but we don't have another meeting in July, so I thought, well, we'll get it in there and we might see a little bit of a change in Q3, but overall, everything looks really good. When I was going through it, everybody's like almost right half where they're supposed to be.
Yeah. And
And we were at like 25% under in Q1 and we're 16 now, which is really good. I only have over budget was the harbor, and that's to do with electricity. And there was some work done down there on their electricity, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And a little bit of the insurances kind of throw things off, but, and then we still have with animal control, it doesn't stick out in here because we have them kind of grouped together, but it's still over because of that water leak that was down there, and we're waiting on to see if that's gonna be a claim with insurance.
Oh,
That was about $9,000, which in a small budget really sticks out hard for those guys. I was really pleased. If you, have any questions?
it looks, I didn't see anything. that
No.
was really untoward or anything. Thank you. And on to the climate action report, which is staggeringly long. And my question was, if Heather had said, how long does it actually take you to do this?
Well, let's start, very few times do they give you a nudge 6 weeks ahead of time. So it's like, I see you haven't opened up started your report yet. And I'm like, well, it's not due till the 31st of July. And then 2 weeks later, a week later, like, you haven't opened up your thing. So I thought, okay, well, I better start working on this. It does take quite a while.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, questions at the beginning that you can take from your previous report, which helps
Okay.
you go along, but it's, and then you get into where you spent your money and what you have left and
A lot of going
what
back
you're
and
planning
checking
on
data.
doing.
Yeah, a lot of going back and checking data, I think.
Yeah, and it takes me, depending on how much interruptions I get, but I'm a couple of days on it, and what you're doing, but then it's, I did it early because they kept nudging us and thought, well, okay, let's get it done, so.
So if they're going to suspend the climate action funds,
Mhm.
are they still going to require this? Do we know?
Yeah, if, then we won't have any reason to report, because the reason why we're reporting is because they're giving us money.
Yeah. Okay, so it definitely will, you be saying. And then, Norma, still on the Sophie report, and just before you go, I just want to award Councillor Texmo the parsimonious award for the amount of claims he's made,
Expenses.
expenses.
I don't know if that's good or that's bad.
Yeah, it
Means I'm busy, I guess.
means you're busy, it means.
Yeah, and I do appreciate that you guys go and report back to me that I'm
Yeah.
unable to make it, so.
Sophie report was in early as well, and, that one, I actually enjoyed putting that one together.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it gives me a real enlightenment to everything that's going on because you drill down farther into what you're spending over on your vendors, and I do believe, and lots of people I've talked to, that they need to now raise the limit on wages. 75,000,
yeah.
I mean,
it's
it's
nothing, yeah.
way too low when you're looking at public works employees, everybody. And 25,000 even on vendors is really low nowadays.
Mhm.
So we're hoping that we'll hear a change on that.
The vendors is interesting too, to see how much money they,
Yeah,
and BC Hydro being one of the.
Ah.
So,
And I do know that the resolution has gone forward, from UBCM to lift the threshold from 75. I think it was about 3 years ago that it went forward, but it takes, obviously, it's government. We take.
It's government time.
But if you look at a school district,
yeah, no,
statement of financial information, they're like 72 pages.
yeah, because most features will be making over that threshold. Okay, was there anything else?
no, that's good, thanks.
Did anybody have any questions?
Nope.
So moving along, as long as I'm not missing anything, on to the current bylaws. Reducing speed. So this is the one, it went at committee of the whole. I believe I have motions with respect to it. For 30 kilometers an hour, 40 kilometers an hour, so all over the place. Anyway, was there any discussion on this? And in particular, was there any discussion on the notion of 30 kilometers versus 40 kilometers an hour? And I say that simply because, well, maybe back up a little bit, but originally we were looking at the entire town. But it started with this section of Stores Beach, Beaver Harbor Road. And so currently the bylaw is just because looking at the whole town would be a little bit more involved. This would be the pilot, so to speak.
There is a recommendation there.
Yes, and I'm just on the wrong page, sorry. Um, so if we want to look at this in terms of, are we okay with 30 kilometers an hour? Do we want to look at 40 kilometers an hour? This, this would be the-
If you're gonna start
Yeah,
mismatch,
I would.
it ain't gonna work.
I would just say go with the 30, because
Yeah.
if you're going 40, people are gonna go 50, so. I would go to 30, and I don't have a problem with it there, because it's such a high recreation area and there's so many kids. Compared to other places in town, all over the roads
And no
and
sidewalk.
no,
and no sidewalk, right? So I don't have a problem with it at all. I think it's a good idea, and a lot of my friends are out there with kids, and I can't see them having an issue with it. I think they'd be happy because they're always going back and forth to the beach, for everyone's houses, the ball fields, everything on their bicycles and scooters and whatnot, so.
it came from residents. It originally came from residents out at the beach. Sorry.
I just tell you how the motions came to be.
Yes.
So there was the first motion, the motion was to slow to 40. And then the next motion was to look at the whole community at 30 kilometers an hour. Then we amended the motion. The first motion to go from 40 to 30. And then the motion was approved at 30 kilometers an hour for that area. And then to investigate in the future, going to 30 kilometers an hour in other areas of town. So this would have been treated like a pilot project with a
Yeah.
particular time. So
It was
I
also,
thought I
it
would let you know that.
was also a topic of discussion on cross-country checkup on Sunday. If anybody listens to.
And actually, if you follow the city of Vancouver, which I also have a picture of a sign to kind of alert people as to what the changes are. The city of Vancouver has now adopted 6 neighborhoods and they're doing 20s and 30s. In different areas where they're finding that they're having higher collision.
And there is the neighborhood slow tone attachment there. Oh, can't be, okay, it's okay. So do we,
I'll make the recommendation as presented.
okay, for first, second and third reading?
I'll second.
Sorry, I just haven't lost one. Okay, there we go. So it's moved for first, second and third reading. The bylaw is moved for second and third reading.
This is the neighborhood slow sign.
Oh, that's kind of good.
Nice. You put them over the new kilometer marker, just so that people know what the reasoning is.
Okay, were there any more comments, anything about this at all? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Moving along to pending bylaws, and there are none. Council reports, I'm not used to doing this, so. Councillor Tidbury.
I've done a few, we've been heavy into Philly days and getting the final approach to what we're gonna do down there. The vendors are all organized, it looks, a lot more vendors than we got this
Good,
year.
okay.
So it's gonna be a big vendor. We've improved the amateur night. It's on Friday night. And that's gonna be I think a good success. The movies in the park, are gonna be, first run movies that, are out right now.
Oh, good.
Okay, so that'll be good. The volleyball, there is 10 teams in the volleyball competition.
Nice.
There's going to be a dunk tank down there. There is many other things that are planned.
No, we're looking forward to it, as always.
Yeah, so things are coming right along. I also did CBLAC meeting, which is the regional, seniors meeting. And, that was, well attended too, and that's always in Port McNeill generally. I did, well, I did a BIMWAG meeting the other day, too, that, and that was good. We're just planning our, tour around the North Island. What else have we got here?
That's in September, the 12th.
Yeah. Oh, did a fall fair meeting. That was up in the air. And that looks like that'll be a go too now.
Whose turn is it?
Pardon?
Whose turn?
It's in Port Hardy
Oh,
here.
okay.
Okay, so that looks like that'll be a go. And also, we're planning the Concert Society, and that'll be a go too this year.
That's good.
So, things will come on. It'd be nice, if we had more people attending the Concert Society. That'd be a real treat if we could get that. And that's about it for me right now, Pat.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
oh, you're welcome. Thanks.
June 30th was the Port Hardy Heritage Society AGM and general meeting. And there's a new president, Andrea Passmore is our new president, so I think that'll
What
be
was the password?
Josh Morgan.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think we'll see some kind of cool and exciting things coming from the Heritage Society going forward. July 1st, Canada Day. Well done, Port Hardy Recreation and
Yeah.
everyone involved. It was a fantastic vibe at the park. It was really well done. All staff did a great job, and the live music, I think that's just what made it for me. I was there with the Port Hardy Farmers Market was there, and just listening to the music in the park, I don't know, it just gave that really cool vibe. It was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. So job well done on that. And yeah, I'm busy going to school right now, so I don't have a lot of spare time. So all my spare time is studying. I did it all week. So yeah, that's my report.
Thank you. Counselor?
Deputy Mayor, Nicky.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Canada Day was great. Everyone involved, that was amazing. It's showcases our community spirit as always at its top notch. And, again, thank you to everyone for that. The kids loved it. The music was great. I enjoyed it. And then other than that, it's been Flomy days too. Just, yeah, there's lots of last minute things that come up and a lot of organization, but, we've had a pretty good committee this year. That's, everyone's come together and it's been really good. And like John mentioned, the vendors, there's a lot of vendors this year, and yeah, I'm looking forward to another successful Flomy days in the books and also being over. It's been a lot of work, but it's good though. I'm really looking forward to it. This year is going to be awesome. I'm just praying for weather. That's about it.
I just talking about the Flomy days, in the parade, all three bands are going to be represented in the parade this year.
Oh, awesome.
And we got some old vintage fire trucks in the parade.
Amazing. Yeah, that's it for me.
Good. I just, one thing that's, I think, noteworthy is, that, the bequest from Roger Lizzie for the pad out at the beach has just been paved.
Oh, good.
So it's, pretty close to completion at this point.
Awesome.
So that was kind of cool watching a lot of equipment on Monday sort of thing. But, yeah, so that's good to see. The Canada Day, I echo all the comments about Canada Day, it was lots of fun. It was good. Weather could have been a little better, but
Yeah,
whatever, we live
we're
in-
not made of sugar.
Yeah, we live in the North Island. Come on, folks. So it was fun being down there. I was also able to join the Pride Parade.
Good.
I just realized I forgot about Pride, yeah.
The Pride thing. And that was
so easy, isn't it?
And that was quite enjoyable. I quite liked it. And yeah, it was good. And I heard a comment there that I quite liked, that and I've some, how did it go? It went something to the effect that I would rather be excluded because of the people I include, as opposed to being included because of for the people I exclude.
Beautiful.
And I thought, yeah, I like that. So, yeah, I think our community is quite inclusive and we work on it and, yeah, and it's something to be lauded, so.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I had forgotten to mention that.
Yeah,
Right.
no, it was good. It was, people were very happy. So, okay, so moving along, information and announcements. Again, Filoni Days, we're all looking forward to it. And praying for good weather. Emergency Planning Committee on 27th and oh, the East Street Market is on the 31st too, so those are kind of cool. Yeah, yes.
Can I also let you know something we came to the realization today?
Absolutely.
Just so that everybody else can panic like us. There are 3 meetings
Oh, I did know that.
for the election.
Yes,
3 meetings?
3 meetings, yeah, August, September, and 1 in October, and we're done, that's it.
Wow.
Oh.
You'll get one last kick at the can after the
Actually,
election, but,
that's,
but we don't really count.
that's the farewell,
That's the, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
and welcome.
And
Yeah.
welcome.
So if we look like we're
3
running around crazily, we only got 3 months till the election.
Okay. Ah, so I think we're at the end of it, so is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Perfect. Smith seconded.
Nicely done.
We're not doing. it. So we're
You
good
would
to
beat
go.
Dennis if he was here. She would beat Dennis if he was here.
Yeah.
There you go.
If, and now, from the crowd. Yeah, Tammy, go ahead.